Today on the channel, the ultimate exclusives, Jakks Classic Superstars, Ultimate Warrior personal exclusives. Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Jakks Classic Superstars review. As you guys know, every Tuesday on the channel for the last year plus, I think at this point, we have been doing a deep dive into the Jakks Classic Superstars line. My favorite line of all time. I don't need to tell you guys that, but every Tuesday we're going through them all. We've went through a lot of them already, and we still got a long ways to go. So if this is your first time checking out these Jakks Classic Superstars videos, you're going to want to make sure you subscribe. You're going to want to make sure you hit your notification bell, as you don't want to miss another one of these videos. And today, we've got a special video. We've got the Ultimate Warrior, my favorite of all time, as you guys know. I even got the Warrior shirt on today to celebrate this video. But it's the Jakks Classic Superstars Ultimate Warrior exclusives. Now, some people know about these, some don't. Beauty of these videos, everybody gets educated together. And maybe we'll both learn some new things here today. But we talked last week, if you guys watched last week's video, we talked about some of the Employee Edition exclusives. Those are very rare, especially number-wise and stuff like that. Well, here's like, that was kind of video A. This is a bit of video B, but these are even rarer. In some ways. Number-wise, they're not in some ways, but in scarcity-wise, they are. So I'll explain here. We'll get into it all, of course. But if you guys know this, or maybe you don't, the Ultimate Warrior signed an exclusive agreement with Jakks Pacific. He did not sign via the WWE via the Jakks Classic Superstars line. That was one of the beauties of the Jakks Classic Superstars line over the years. They would sign people that were not involved with the WWE. With Mattel in this day, 2021, where we're filming this, if you're not a part of a WWE Legends deal or a part of their contract, you're not getting a figure made via Mattel. It just doesn't happen. But back in the day, Jakks would sign people without the WWE, and that's what they did with Ultimate Warrior. They worked out a deal with the Ultimate Warrior to sign him to be in the Jakks Classic Superstars lineup. An amazing accomplishment. It was great to have him. Definitely warranted in the lineup, especially from me, obviously. But what Warrior did, and Warrior was always a smart businessman. Say what you want about Warrior. You either love him, you hate him. There's very few in between, but he was a smart businessman. And he said, hey, I'll sign up to be a part of this, but I want you to make figures for me and only me. So apparently as part of his package deal with whatever he was paid from the figures and all that, in return, he got limited edition figures for himself to save for later, or as we found, he would sell these on the Ultimate Warrior website, his store, and stuff like that. They were astronomical prices back in the day. I couldn't even think about ordering one of these as much as I would have loved to, of course, and a lot of collectors would have. Now I'm not even sure what they're worth. They're so expensive, so hard to find. You rarely ever see any of these figures ever come up for sale, and that's usually what happens on some of these rare pieces. The hardcore collectors get them, and then they don't go for sale, so you just don't see them very much. And especially these. But like I said, Ultimate Warrior commissioned these for himself. We never got these released, unfortunately, to the general public. So I love them and I hate them. A lot like a lot of the really rare stuff. You guys know my stance. I'm not a big fan of it. I think everything should be available to everybody for a window of time. And then it goes away forever. And then, hey, guess what? You got to pay secondary market prices. But I get it. I understand all sides of the coin. I'm just personally, that's the way I wish it was. And some of you guys probably agree, and some of you guys don't agree with me. But let's get into these Ultimate Warrior ones. We have 4 to talk about, and then we have 1 kind of from last video we'll bring into the conversation here. So technically 5. And then we have 2 more outside of that that are kind of fit with the mold here. We'll just include those. Not necessarily Classic Superstars inspired. I guess 1 is. 1 is not, but we'll talk about those as well to flesh out the video a little bit more. Ultimate Warrior goodness. So let's start it off. Now, last week, we talked about the 1 of 5 exclusive, or actually, excuse me, 1 of 3 exclusive Ultimate Warrior Employee Edition that came out in 2005. Phenomenal figure. Wish I owned it, of course. It's Warrior America and his America get-up. But Warrior also got these for himself back in 2004. So last week we talked about the 2005 exclusive. Well, in 2004, he got 5 of them made. 1 of 5. So Jakks 2004 Ultimate Warrior. As far as I've always seen, the figure is the exact same as the 1 of 3. The packaging is just the same. I mean, everything's pretty much the same except for the little the gold and black foil sticker on the package. I mean, I go back and forth between these two photos. I really can't see any difference besides that. So it's a way, I guess, to get that out of there. So it isn't really 1 of 5, 1 of 3, more like a 1 of 8, I guess. But obviously this 2004 edition says the 1 of 5, the other one has the 1 of 3. 1 of 3 is going to be rare just because of that sticker making it rarer. But that was the first one that came out and that Ultimate Warrior commissioned for himself, I guess we would say. And we talked about it last week. It's an alright figure. I mean, it's pretty cool. Ultimate Warrior America, we've gotten Mattel versions of this. The title belt does bring it down for me a little bit, in my opinion. I just hate that Jakks title belt. The winged eagle just looks so goofy, and it's right there staring you in the face. So that is a little bit annoying, but is what it is. So you got the 1 of 3, 1 of 5. Same thing to me. It'd be amazing if somebody owned 1 of each. I don't think that's possible. And I'm not sure, I should say, I don't know of any collectors out there that have these 1 of 20s that at least I personally know that we see on Twitter and Instagram and stuff like that. But there's guys out there. There's guys that got some of this stuff. And, you know, not all collectors are out there showing their stuff. Some just pack it away and hide it away, and that's where it goes. So, but there's that one. So now let's get into some of the more interesting ones. I think these ones are a lot more interesting personally. And the first one we're going to see is Ultimate Warrior in Granite, basically. This is another repaint, but boy, is this thing weird looking. It's basically a statue of the Ultimate Warrior almost, based off that figure. It's got the gold and the silver, or whitish silver, I guess. And black around the eyes and black in there. And I should mention, Ultimate Warrior, of course, gave a certificate of authenticity when he sold these. He also autographed the majority of these, and I know I'm in the minority out there. I'm just not a fan of autographed figures, really. If I'm getting a figure autographed, it's got to be somebody I really like, and I have to have multiples of that, including a loose one. It's usually a last resort. I have very few autographed figures in my collection, but I have a few, and I'm definitely not going to wipe off an autograph if there's an autograph on a figure I buy or something like that. But if I would have been buying these, I would have said, hey, could I get an 8x10 autographed and leave the figure not autographed? That's probably what I would have done. But I could see why people would get something like this signed. But it's the Ultimate Warrior. It's the same packaging. They used that first Ultimate Warrior packaging on all these. But it's cool for what it is. Obviously, Warrior never wore this. It's just kind of a one-off concept type thing. 1 of 20 on this one. And the rest of these ones are 1 of 20s. And I don't know why 20 was the magic number. Warrior maybe said, I wanted 20 of these. Or maybe that's what Jakks said, hey, to get a production run, we have to have a minimum of 20. Not sure the backstory on that. I don't know if that's ever really been told out there. But this one is a 1 of 20. So interesting one. It's a very interesting looking Warrior. I don't know. And I have seen customs of these over the years. Some people have tried to say, oh yeah, they're real, but they're out of the package. Well, that screams that, hey, that's either a prototype. I just don't count it as one of the 1 of 20s if it's out of the package. I just can't believe anybody would open something like that up. But maybe it goes back to the thing where I talked about in the last video with little kids. You know, they get them, but this isn't really quite the same scene here. So I don't know. Be leery if you ever see one of these for sale, especially for like $100 or something. Something's fishy there. If it doesn't smell quite right, I don't think. But there's the Granite Ultimate Warrior. And then after that, this is a cool one. This is the return of WCW Ultimate Warrior. He's got that big jacket. Just phenomenal. I love the looks of this one. I remember when I first saw a lot of these, I thought they were fake until, you know, word got out and then Ultimate Warrior had them on his site. Well, if you saw them on his site, they're probably real. But I remember at first, when I first saw these, I said, oh, this can't be real. This can't be real. And oh, it was. It was real. But this is a really cool one. 1 of 25 as well, with the cool duster on there. I wish we would have got that in the Jakks days. I believe that is soft goods duster on there. I mean, that's the way it always looked to me. I'm not 100% sure of that fact. Obviously, I've never seen one of these in person. I've just seen grainier images from back in the day. But it does look soft goods to me. Just fabulous Ultimate Warrior there. That's one I would love to see now. Can we put that out in Mattel? That would be a really cool thing to make some of these in Mattel as an ode to those. I don't know if that's possible or not, but the return to WCW, or WCW return, I guess not really return to WCW, it's more of returning to wrestling in WCW, I guess we would call it, but there's that one. And then after that, we had another one with another duster out there. So Warrior getting his dusters made. This is the OWN Warrior, One Warrior Nation. You guys know all about that. Really weird how they have that limited edition sticker on the front of the 1 to 20. That turns me off a little bit. I wish it had that gold foil. I wish Warrior would have said, hey, I want that gold foil stamp in there. Because this makes it look very custom-like, doesn't it? To me, this just looks like a custom, a Jakks custom, but it's not. We all know it's the real deal. It's Warrior, the cowboy boots, the jeans, the duster. Very cool. Very later day Ultimate Warrior at the end of his wrestling career. I would just love to have one of these. One day from Mattel. I just love to have these. I think it would be a cool nod to the past with these, and then giving people a chance like me to get something like this. Even if it's not the same, it's something about it. But I do think this one is really cool. I'm not sure which ones are my favorite out of this one. I like that last one with the duster, but I like this one a whole lot as well. If I had to choose, if somehow they said, Kyle, you get to buy one of these, this might be the one I end up getting. I just, something about him in the jeans and the cowboy boots and the bare chest and the duster and the face paint, that's pretty awesome if you ask me. But so there's those ones. So that's the 1 of 4, 5 if you count that 1 of 3 employee edition we kind of threw in here because it's an Ultimate Warrior video. But Warrior wasn't done. He said I needed a few other figures made for me, and one thing he made, which is really cool, and I've seen this one come up for sale on eBay. It still might be up on eBay. It was like $14,000, $15,000, something like that. But it is a repaint of the Ultimate Warrior Ring Giant, Classic Superstars Ring Giant that was a Toys R Us exclusive. We did do a video on the channel about the Classic Superstars Ring Giant, so go check that video out if you missed it. But this is the Ultimate Warrior Ring Giant, repainted in his Americana gear, I guess you would call it, with the white winged eagle belt. Very cool once again, and like I said, this one has came up on eBay quite a few times over the years, and it very well could be. I haven't looked in a long time, but there was one up there for years that nobody was buying. But it's a Ring Giant, not the coolest figures Jakks ever made. They definitely had their fans out there. Like I said, I only bought the Classic Superstars ones, but this Warrior, this is another one that was limited edition, made for him, and he was selling this on his website. So some of you guys may have seen this. Like I said, this one really made the rounds pretty heavy. I think a lot of people have seen this where maybe they haven't seen all those 4 we showed earlier. And then finally, the Warrior had an Unmatched Fury edition figure made. Unmatched Furies are, when they're really good, they're good, and when they're bad, they're god-awful. That Ted DiBiase, one of the worst Unmatched Furies ever. The Ultimate Warrior being one of the best Unmatched Furies ever. And the Hulk Hogan's a really good one. Jake Snake Roberts. Bret Hart's pretty good as well. There's some really good ones, like I said, and there's some really bad ones. But Warrior had this one, once again, in his kind of Americana outfit made exclusive for him, and I can't remember if he sold this one on his website. I'm assuming he did, but it was 1 of 20 like all the other ones out there. Just a very, very interesting thing with the Jakks Classic Superstars days. I remember, like I said earlier, this was the buzz of the internet when these first came out and the pictures started leaking out there, and people were saying, wait a minute, these aren't real, these are customs. Then they started going up on the Ultimate Warrior website, which, you know, I was checking that thing every single day. I was looking for the inspirational message of the day, workout tips. I was looking for all that stuff back in the day. But they went up there for sale, and I just remember being, I wish I could get these. I wish I could get these. But these are really the deepest cut of the Jakks Classic Superstars videos. I really felt it deserved its own little video. We got a ton of videos on Classic Superstars, and I didn't know where else to really put these ones. It's really warranted its own videos. We're going to have a video just on Superstar Billy Graham figures coming up eventually as well. So there's some definitely interesting exclusives over the years from Jakks Classic. The core lineups are great. They're awesome. But I really do love some of these off the beaten path exclusives. Some of these weird directions and twists and turns the Classic Superstars lineup went to. And we got a lot of interesting videos to come as we work through all these exclusives before we get into the Deluxe Classic Superstars line, as we still have to do that whole set as well. And we'll get to that eventually. We'll get to all of it. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Don't forget to like this video. Leave me your comments below if you knew about these. Or maybe you're one of the people that have one of these. How cool would that be? Could I have your autograph if you do have one of these? But let me know your thoughts in the comments on these, and which one was your favorite of the bunch, I guess, so we can all dream together of a figure we'll probably never own. It's just the way it goes. But make sure you leave me a comment. Like I said, like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on social media at SirPaul64 on Twitter, _Kyle_Peterson on Instagram, and of course ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. So we'll be back next week with another Jakks Classic Superstars video. See you guys all real soon.